Winter. Oh, there we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of Zenith versus Team DK. Winter apparently turned into a robot with some interference, but he's cleared that up, and he will be joining me to cast this game 2, where currently Team DK leading the best of 3, 1-0 on the back of a convincing win in game 1. I have to say, Zenith using a stand-in again for XY as Roshan today playing on his behalf, and can't really say that he played particularly poorly that game, but at the same time, it just feels like the Zenith team is misfiring without XY in the lineup. They're lacking their mojo, that's for damn sure, and they better find it quick, because it's do or die time. If they lose this game, they are out. If they win this game, we go to a deciding game 3, and the winner of this best of 3 will be taking a free paid trip to the LAN finals for the G1 League, the biggest prize pool outside of the International 2. And Winter, as we look at the draft now, do you think DK is on their way? They go for Mag first.
10 seconds.
Good news for Zenith, the lone druid on Ice as Ice side. I actually think he's one of the few players that can play lone druid to the full capacity and the full length of how far the hero can be taken with. He's just that good with that hero.
It's actually just been mentioned by Tusky Atri as one of the admins. Shout out to Atri for doing a fantastic job behind the scenes, organizing this event, getting the teams there on time, and trying to keep all the casters in check, basically, making sure that we show up and don't have any technical issues. But he just mentioned to me in the chat that if DK win this, we'll actually have the same 4 teams going to the LAN finals this season as last season. So just an interesting little kind of sidebar there. But back to your point, they go for the Ice 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 Lone Druid. Very annoying with this hero. And Ice Ice Ice, even when it's 10 minutes into the game, he'll still be setting his bear to disrupt the creep poles to try and mess up the creep equilibrium so the lane will push.
Yeah, he's very good at those micro stuff, and he's always there to... He's also very good at getting the pulls timing of the supports off, so you can't double pull and the creep wave pushes up. He's always very good at the timings of that, so he disrupts the creep equilibrium. He'll do whatever is in his power to disrupt the pull.
And it is now Zenith's turn to pick. As DK, they go for a Magnus.
Well, Chen,
wow.
Chen, this is... How long has it been where Zenith picked a Chen?
I can't even recall having seen one, to be totally honest with you. Is it X Freedom who plays it?
I think it's been very, very long already.
I'm not even sure who plays it. Is it X Freedom?
Yeah, X Freedom. Yeah, it's X Freedom.
Okay.
Ice doesn't play micro heroes.
Well, they already have a good micro player in Ice Ice Ice, but he'll be busy on that lone druid this game. So, looking at a probable Yamate Queen of Pain, I would say. Or maybe it's even something they give to Polisson and then have Queen of Pain be in his hands, and then they pick up something else for Yamate. But for Zenith, they go for the early Chen, but I imagine all those other good supports that you would like to get will be banned out now. Heroes like the Rubik, I doubt we'll see them slip through.
There's no way you're gonna let the Rubik slip through when you have a Magnus.
Yeah, and Zenith, they could have gotten their hands on that. I feel like for DK, they probably would not have banned the Chen, to be totally honest. So Zenith just really wanting that Chen.
No chance at all to ban the Chen unless DK is up against LGD International.
Yeah, they're not going to ban it against Zenith. Not when Zenith haven't run the hero in forever and a day, but, well, Zenith just really wanted the Chen. Let's see if they can make it work. They're pushing it strong, but they're up against Keeper of the Light. They're up against Magnus. They are up against a lot of counter push. So it's not guaranteed by any means that if Zenith want to 5-man, they'll be very successful in doing so. Where they might be more effective is with split push, but then you're up against Nyx Assassin, so even split pushing can be dangerous.
Yeah, split pushing will be dangerous against the Nyx Assassin, but at the same time, you want to make sure your team is 5-manning together so that you don't get ganked by the Nyx Assassin, but they have the Keeper of the Light and the Magnus to spam out the waves, like you mentioned. It's gonna be difficult as well. The good thing for them is, if they do a 1 versus 1 matchup, right, in the safe lane, lone druid against one hero, if they put the lone druid on the safe lane, and Queen of Pain will be 1 versus 1 against the Magnus, they'll have 2 favorable solo lanes already for Zenith. And it's going to be down how they run the off lane. How would they want to play the off lane? Is it going to be like LGD install? Chen grabs a creep, heads down with the support to join up with the off laner so that you create an immense amount of pressure on the enemy carry. And at the same time, you are having the more favorable matchup on your 1 versus 1 lanes.
Yeah, is it going to be that kind of style, or will it be a more defensive play? Send the lone druid off lane, the Queen of Pain mid, defensive tri lane, and then just farm up the Chen. It really is up for question, because sure, you could go aggressive
10
tri-lane,
seconds remaining.
and Chen's not bad against Keeper of the Light by any means, because Illuminate isn't going to just kill a creep
5
right away,
seconds
not at the early
remaining.
levels, and it might bring it to half HP, it won't kill it, so you can look to dive the tower with the Chen creeps, but here's the issue, Winter. Who will be in that tri-lane? Lifestealer obviously banned out in the first phase, the Juggernaut banned out now in the second phase, so the two carries that you normally see there are gone. The Gyrocopter is gone as well, and I don't really know who the farmer would be in that tri-lane at this point. There isn't a whole lot left. And as far as setup stuns, there's not much there either.
Windrunner and the Mirana are
10
still
seconds
available, but these two heroes can't be compared to all the heroes you mentioned before, the Gyro, the Juggernaut.
Oh man, what are we looking at for burning? This feels like an anti-mage
Whoa.
game.
DK's turn.
Maybe a Phantom Lancer, actually. Maybe
Warlock.
a Phantom Lancer.
LD, it's a Warlock.
Yeah, it is a Warlock. I should mention that.
It is a Warlock.
Zenith go for the Warlock, and is this a farmer for them? A support Warlock is pretty greedy. This hero does nothing for you in the laning stage.
I think it's a solo mid Warlock. It's gonna be a safe lane, Queen of Pain, Lone Druid off lane, most likely.
10 seconds
Well,
remaining.
it depends on the last hero, what they pick up. It's gonna be Golems, Chen
5
Creeps,
seconds remaining.
Bears. What else they are missing? They're gonna have a whole zoo there.
They anti-mage. I think they were debating anti-mage or Phantom Lancer. And Zenith go for an X. Oh yeah, here we go. I never mentioned the no ban strategy, but whenever it's Zenith, it's always something unusual, and this will be very unusual. Yamate on the Axe. Zenith have picked this hero before. It's not the first time they've run it, but Warlock and Axe. You're up, you ain't got nothing on this. I'm just kidding, of course. But yeah, it's Zenith, one of the few teams from Southeast Asia that really goes off the wall with their picks, and a support Warlock for Ice, and then a farming Axe for Yamate against 4 melee heroes. So Axe could potentially be very scary this game.
Yeah, it's a very good point. There's 4 melee heroes against the Axe. Very, very good point.
Will Axe be back in this game? I'm trying to recall. The last time I saw an Axe played was actually Rock's Kiss, and they just destroyed Dignitas with the Axe. It was the full Dignitas roster, I believe. A 20-minute GG going the way of Rock's Kiss. That was my last experience casting Axe. I don't think we'll see a 20-minute GG.
I actually think they're going to run a tri-lane with the Axe LD. Warlock, Chen, and Axe in one lane. And Lone Druid will be safe lane and Queen of Pain middle. Yeah, that's the plan.
And they have a Basilius, so they want to push, and they want to do it fast.
They're going to creep skip.
Oh, man.
I think they're going to creep skip.
Yeah, they have Axe, one of the best creep skippers. Before we talk more about the strategy, Winter, let's introduce the players. On the side of Zenith, we have a team that is 1 game away from elimination, 2 games away if they can string 2 wins together from going to the LAN finals and preventing DK. Can they spoil DK? Can they prevent them from returning the second-place team last season? We're about to find out. On the side of Zenith, Ice playing the Warlock, X Freedom on the Chen. The Axe by Yamate will be heading to the offensive tri-lane. Paulson, the stand-in on the Queen of Pain, he will be heading mid. And then safe lane, it will be Ice with his Bear, which is always up to no good. But on the other side, we have Team DK, one of the stalwart champions of Chinese Dota. They were the best team in 2011, unchecked. They were a strong team in 2012. They've struggled recently, but they started putting it together here, Winter. They took game 1. Can they take this game 2?
Yeah, and for DK we have RTK on the Clockwork and Super on the Magnus this time. MMY on the Nyx Assassin, Burning on the Anti-Mage, and QQQ on the Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, so we're going to have a very defensive tri-lane from DK. Nyx, not the strongest at level 1, but still pretty hard to kill once he hits 2. They're going to try and prevent Zenith from coming into their jungle.
Are they gonna walk up
Here
the
comes the
ramp?
Illuminate. They walk right into it, and now a 2-hero Impale. This could be our first blood. The Mono Bird coming through. Yamate is low. The heal is there. They won't get the kill, it looks like, but Zenith have been absolutely thwarted off the bat. And then Ice may die. There's another Impale. This will be first blood, and it goes to Burning, giving his anti-mage first blood. Generally not a good way to start the game. Now he wants more. He wants a little extra action on X Freedom. What a brilliant play by DK. Channeling the Illuminate. Something you've talked about, Winter, when you're up against an aggressive Chen, an aggressive jungle. You always want to stop them from getting into your jungle, and that's what we saw there. Not only stopping them, but even getting a first blood.
I don't think they can go down anymore. They have to go back to the safe lane and leave X there alone to die and suffer.
And the Axe is not going to do a thing here. Anti-Mage can solo versus him after the first few levels, once he gets a little bit of regen. Speaking of Burning, he's been pulled some regen. He's already got his Poor Man Shield. So he'll be a little more survivable if the creeps are hitting him. But the good news for Zenith is they have 2 solo lanes they should still win. The mid lane should go to Polisson if he plays it well, and the off lane definitely goes to the Lone Druid. Not a matchup in either lane that DK should be winning.
Yeah, Ice already went for the Orb of Venom to annoy the Clockwork so much. This is gonna be so much harassment on the Clockwork. Clockwork can just do what he can do in the lane is just to get levels. He can't farm at all in the lane.
Generally what you'll see is the player cogs the creeps, though they take longer to leave, and then the lane will push towards your tower. You'll pull the wave back. Zenith X Freedom, he went back to his jungle, he got a Dark Troll Warlord, and now they feel confident to come in. So they're still going to try this, but they're trying it now against the First Blood on the side of DK, against Burning, who almost has his Ring of Health if he wants it already, and is now level 2. And that can be a big deal. Having an anti-mage who gets a few levels, if you don't focus him, he can just pick everyone off. Chen and Warlock will be food if they're not able to focus that anti-mage.
Yeah, and if he gets a good start, he's just gonna split push so much faster than all the Zenith heroes, and they won't be able to find a chance to 5-man and push down towers. That was so important for them to not allow Zenith enter their jungle. That was so crucial, and the anti-mage killing the mana break that secured the first blood for them.
Yeah, he could have gone Blink, but you just don't do enough damage with the Blink. Unless he had some hero body block. But the mana burn, and it was just the perfect moment. Illuminate finishes channeling, the stun hits 2 heroes, and Burning's auto-attacking the entire time. Zenith going up the hill blind because they placed their Observer Ward on the enemy cliff. Or on their own cliff, not on the enemy cliff. So they didn't even have vision as they walked up that hill, and it really cost them in the end.
I thought it was so dangerous to walk up there at that point of time. It was always safer to go from the direction of your own tower right here. I felt it's much safer. Wait, shit, I can't draw on the map.
Yeah, you could draw, but it doesn't show up. But I think people can see on the minimap right now. Basically down the lane and then into the jungle.
Yeah, that's much safer for them. It was always a risk if you want to go up the other side. Because usually there will be vision from the wards from the position there. And you're going up with vision from the enemy team, and it's 99% of the time it's going to end up very bad for your side, going up from the low ground.
Do you think they can contest this, having given up the First Blood? Now they do have a creep, now they're in the jungle.
I think it's very dangerous to do so, but at the same time, if you give farm to the anti-mage and he gets a very, very good start and easy battle free, Zenith's lineup cannot kill the AM.
And they can't really go that late. Sure, you have Lone Druid, you have Queen of Pain, but it's an anti-mage with Empower. Eventually, he's going to outcarry those heroes. Plus, he's going to farm faster with this kind of a start. So you kind of have to contest it, even with the First Blood.
They don't have a choice.
And of all anti-mages, it's Burning's anti-mage. So this is no third-rate, second-class citizen anti-mage. This is a player whose name is literally a flavor name for the hero in Dota 1. You can't say that about almost anyone else for any other hero. There's one exception I could think of, and it's Yafitz on Shadow Fiend. But that's pretty much it. I mean, that's how good this player is at anti-mage.
I have to come up with something. I remember something else.
Is there another one?
Yeah, wait. Other than Malini on Zeus, maybe.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe Mushi on Puck, maybe.
It's been so long. We haven't seen Mushi play Puck in ages. Every time I hear Gods cast Mushi, and Mushi's hero has not been picked yet, he's like, maybe we'll see that Puck. Maybe we'll see that Puck. And Luminous is always doing the same. And we still haven't seen it like 30 casts later. But that is a signature hero, to be sure. You know, I mean, maybe you could even say...
I don't know if you've seen his Usa Warrior before, but it was way long ago.
Mushi?
Yeah.
Is Ursa really a hero that can be like a signature hero for anyone? Because I feel like everyone plays that hero the same way. Pretty much.
No one picked that hero up.
And we'll have a continued pause here. So for anybody just tuning in, this is game 2 in the best of 3. It's Team DK versus Zenith, and I will show our brackets, which our first look at those brackets of the evening. But you can see LGD China, they were the second place team in Group A. They defeated Zenith 2-1 to take a slot in the LAN finals. So the champions from last season, they make it in. They make it in as the 3rd seed overall from the Asian qualifiers. But our 4th seed still to be determined. Will it be Zenith or will it be DK? Right now, gotta say, DK gotta be feeling pretty comfortable. They've got the better late game. They're getting levels in all their solos. They got the First Blood on Burning's anti-mage. And they're leading the series 1-0 on top of it all. So DK in a good position right now, but haven't won it yet. And Zenith is a team that's known for ridiculous comebacks, crazy shenanigans. And hey, they have to be the fan favorite this game. They picked Axe and they picked Warlock. How can you not root for this team?
It's a wombo combo LD. Are we gonna see the blink call, the golem dropping in and the upheaval, and everyone gets stuck next to the X?
And that's gonna hurt. Fatal Bonds is so devastating. If you can get, say, 2 or 3 counter helixes off, good luck. I mean, everybody's gonna die at that point.
Not to mention there's a Sonic Wave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't forget they have Polosol playing that Queen of Pain.
They still have Polozone on the field.
And Polosol, he's having a pretty good start, I have to say. I mean, 5 and 3 right now. Also forced Super to burn through a lot of his regen. He's already used up 3 tangos.
Super has only 2 creeps.
Yeah, and no bottle yet.
Polozone is doing a very good job at suppressing the Magnus.
This is a lane. This is the kind of situation where if Super gets greedy and says, "I need 1 more creep to get my bottle," he may end up dying. But we'll see because the wave's pushing now, so should be able to get the bottle. He'll have to play very defensively, at least until he bottle crows once. Getting the bottle won't be quite enough.
He has a level 2 shockwave. He won't have any problem getting the last hit for the bottle.
Right. Even then, though, he'll still have to stay back because he has to get the bottle. He has to bottle up. Then he'll send it back, and then Polozone's gonna throw some more Shadow Strikes his way. Finally, Birdie will reconnect into the game. But both solo lanes, Zenith are winning those. So despite giving up the first blood, hope is not lost yet for the Singaporean squad.
Yeah, they are both
Well,
just
actually,
solo lanes.
Singaporean Malaysian mix, I should say. I'm so used to the
Yes.
old Zenith. It's hard to adjust.
The old Zenith is even with where's Loda from? Can't remember the country.
That's true. Then they had some international swag back then.
Yeah, it's an international squad.
But now we'll see a foray into the enemy jungle from Zenith. They will make it up the ramp, at least this time, not giving up a kill to Burning. Speaking of that Burning, 7 and 4 already. Almost keeping the pace with Ice 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 on that lone druid. And now we'll see some aggressive jungling from Yamate. And they can spam the heals on him. This Dark Troll Warlord will be the prize if QQQ can claim it. He'll go for an Illuminate channel now. He really wants this Dark Troll Warlord. Nice juke away. Sends it south, then back in. X-Freedom doing a great job here of keeping it healthy. But still Burning is farming under the tower. Remember, he was pulled regen. He's got his Ring of Health now, assuming he goes for it first. Which you would expect. With this amount of pressure, he'll need it.
I think he might even go for boots first, so that he can kill the heroes. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he will, because he's also been given more tangos.
There's still so much regen on his shoes. Going for the power chase, so if he can get the power chase, he can secure the power chase as fast as possible. The lane will be very difficult for Zenith.
This is not even an aggressive tri-lane, Winter. It's an aggressive triple jungle strategy. Zenith farming all 3 jungle camps of DK. Now they're going to go for the tower dive. They're going to start the creep skipping process here, I imagine. Or at least think about it. Burning, what will he buy? Rain of Health is up. He's almost got his boots, too. Killing him will be not nearly impossible at this point.
It's gonna be hard. They don't have any stun apart from if he gets a Dark Troll Warlord.
And the creep luck has not really been the best. The Saturn Tormentor, not going to be enough. The Dark Troll Warlord, which he had earlier, was great, but when he got it, there was just no chance of actually doing anything with it. Yeah,
I think this creep is pretty good as well, because it gives the regeneration aura, which is very strong in the lane for the Axe.
It's something he'll really need if he's trying to creep skip, but so far we haven't seen the creep skipping, and now, I mean, it's a little bit hard because they didn't do it off the bat. Now QQQ, if they try to creep skip, he'll just be able to spam Illuminate safely. Die also almost level 3, so he can do a lot of damage to them if they're caught. And sitting there creep skipping, you generally stand still. And if you're in the lane, that plays into Yamate's strengths. I feel like Zenith just not getting much out of this tri-lane, so it really will come down to the solos for them.
Yeah, it's gonna how the solos control the game, especially the Queen of Pain. His movement around the map to secure kills, because Lone Druid will spend most of his time staying in the lane trying to down the first tier 1 tower. If the Clockwork roams around the map to help his team, because as the matchup goes, Clockwork is known to have very minimal farm against the Lone Druid, so he will be the first one to roam around the map and try to help his team, and the Lone Druid will be the one to punish that by taking down the first tier 1 tower at top.
And unfortunately, the delay issues continue for DK. We'll have another disconnect and a quick pause as RTK, the next one in the game to leave. The 2 solos are really dominating. We mentioned they have to control the game. Right now, they are. Polosol sitting at 22 and 10 to the 8 and 1 of Super, showing that if you play the matchup properly, Queen of Pain just flat out wins. There's not even a contest.
Yeah.
There's nothing Magnus can do.
Magnus can't do anything against Cruel Pain. Cruel Pain will be able to dominate Magnus a lot. It's just about how the Magnus has an impact in the mid game with his RPs, how he gets his team back into the game or creates an advantage with a well-placed RP and they win a fight.
To borrow from LGD International, they called a hero like Magnus solo mid a cocksucker. Lose the lane, win the game later on in the fights. And that's pretty much what we're expecting for this Magnus for Super. He's definitely not winning the lane, but it's the kind of hero that can look to turn the fights later.
If you don't lose your lane badly, it's a bonus.
And top lane, it's the same thing. A matchup that Clockwork is never going to win 1v1 unless the Lone Druid has no idea what he's doing. And that's the farthest from the truth for Ice, who definitely knows exactly what he's doing on this hero.
I mean, as long as the Lone Druid bear is constantly picking right clicks on the Clockwork, I don't think the Clockwork can win at all.
Yeah, you can. It's almost like you could just AFK, just right-click the bear and not even micro, just control your hero. Because even if Clockwork's hitting it, it's a melee Clockwork, so he's not gonna be able to stay on the bear for too long. Pretty easy to move it back once in a while if it gets out of tether range. And well, right now for DK, a prolonged pause. Experience-wise, Zenith are slightly ahead with all their jungle farming, but I think it's mostly just the denies in the two solo lanes.
It's mostly from the solo lanes which they are winning now.
If this goes late, I don't really think you would agree that DK just have this late. There's almost no way Zenith can take it unless they're far ahead.
Unless the X is ridiculously farmed, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know what a ridiculously farmed X can do to an anti-mage.
Well, the thing is, he'll never have mana for Culling Blade. He'll never have mana for... I mean, his spells don't scale. Battle Hunger doesn't scale. Counter Helix doesn't scale. Berserker's Call is a disable, so, I mean, it's always a very strong spell. And Culling Blade gets a bit better, but they don't really scale well into the late game, all things considered.
They can have a very strong 5-man lineup, but with anti-mage, he just always split pushes so fast that 5-man lineups always have a hard time pushing against a anti-mage.
And what we talked about in the draft, what we talked about almost immediately after the first 3 picks, maybe 4 picks total, not even 3 picks from each team, is there's a Keeper Light and the Magnus on the side of DK. So if you 5-man, you play right into their hands. If you don't 5-man, you play into the hands of the Nyx. So in the mid game, I feel it's going to be Zenith who are the ones that have to be really defensive unless they have that powerful start. It's not enough to win these 2 solo lanes for me. I think they have to find a way to take towers or get kills. If they don't do that, I don't think it's going to hurt DK too much to be down 1,000 gold at, say, 6-7 minutes in. Or maybe not then, but 8-9 minutes in at that. And we'll see. Continued pause here is RTK. Still not back in the game.
Yeah, they can further extend their advantage by getting the Roshan if they can secure the early map control.
Yeah, Zenith, they have the dire advantage. They also have a decent lineup for killing Roshan. Between the Lone Druid Bear and the Chen Creeps, you could do it pretty fast.
It's pretty fast, and if they want to go for a Medallion, the Medallion can be used to deal with the anti-mage as well.
Even something like a Medallion feels like a luxury item right now for Zenith, though. They're not exactly farming that well on these supports.
Apart from the 2 solo heroes.
Yeah, the solos are farming, but we don't look at Queen of Pain or Lone Druid and say, "There's your Medallion buyer."
Is this the game where the solo heroes say, "Hey, you guys are not doing well. I'll get you your wards. I'll get you your smoke."
I told you, right, that IG actually did that. The new metagame. Zhou actually bought a smoke for Faith. He bought a smoke for him as a Lone Druid. So he bought his Bane a smoke. That was the game where IG failed all 3 smoke ganks. And I'm sure Zhou looked at that game and said, "Never again. Never again will I buy you smoke." Not even getting kills. What's wrong with you, Chuan? What's wrong with you, Faith?
I don't trust you guys anymore. There's no more smokes for me, man.
There's no faith here. Ice will come in with a haster and a little bit of a chip damage on the QQQ, but it's a Warlock with a haste. Not exactly the scariest thing you've ever seen.
It's like a big melee, big range creep with haste.
It really is. He'll go in again. He's ushering QQQ away a little bit.
He's gonna pull the creeps like what they did before.
Yeah, going for a bit of a creep skip, a wrap around here. Now we'll see Yamate come and farm that. So they are forcing Bernie to last hit under the tower, but he's already got that poor man shield, and with Mana Burn, he's actually leveling up the Mana Burn. So Bernie, normally known for going for the stats and Blink Max first, but with the aggressive tri-lane, he wants to be more involved in the fights. They'll go in QQQ now. They get the slow. The Ursa Warrior canceled his clap. Nice little micro over there from X Freedom.
Radiant's bottom tower.
But yeah, Bernie going more combat focused here. Not going to be as concerned about just pure farming and mid game, but wants to have an impact on the tri-lane.
It's very good against the X LD, the mana burn. Like what you mentioned, he won't have mana to cast any of his spells if his mana break hits him like 3 or 4 hits.
And I feel Yamate has to be very careful. Once these creeps die, Bernie with boots. He's just going to start whacking away at these supports. What do? No stuns, no way out. This is going to be an easy solo, I believe, for Bernie. They'll go back and X-Freedom, the one who got impaled. In comes Super. He'll kill off Ice. Both supports going to die. The tri-lane not wiped, but thoroughly eviscerated at this point as DK, Super, sure he's losing his lane, but he shows up, he collects a secondary kill, and Birding, despite not having total free farm, he's been under some pressure. 5 CS a minute, now gonna have his Perseverance or his Power Treads, and this is looking worse and worse for Zenith.
But the good news is Clockwork just had to go back to base to heal after taking up so much harassment from the Lone Jude. And the top tier 1 tower is almost down.
So they are getting the trades, and looking at gold as well as experience, gold-wise they're still fine, and that just goes back to the 2 solos dominating their lanes. But the issue is, I mean, that's what they need a lot more of, right? Is they have to keep on getting towers. Getting just farming and winning the lanes when Burning's farming, I feel in the end won't be enough. Super mid lane, under some pressure.
Top lane. Look at Ice, he's just gonna get a tower. If the tower gets denied...
ROTK, huge play. What a huge play. Denying the tower against a lone druid and his bear, and the bear dies as well, and no resummon for Ice Ice Ice.
My God,
what a
so
play.
Huge.
What a play by ROTK.
Big plays.
And it's not, this is a Clockwork. He's not known for his great animation or incredible damage. Not the easiest deny, and you're denying against the 2 heroes, basically.
Yeah, he's just known for getting combats started at his team's favor with the hookshot, but RTK doing the impossible.
Here comes the GG Tornado. Alright, Zenith. Oh, nope, actually cancels the Tornado. Just gonna be pulling the creeps again. Meanwhile, mid lane, Paul Assault, he's got a level 4 Scream, he's got his ult. He may go back in here on Super. No. There is an RP, and there is in fact a Wild Die showing up mid, so wisely he won't, as that might have cost him his life. But they feel safe to leave Burning alone, and why not, really? He can tank the creeps. Creep skipping won't matter now, because Burning has a poor man's shield, as well as a Ring of Health and a Salve, so he can tank the creeps a lot. They can't really creep skip and push the tower. Burning doesn't need help. So these supports are free to do whatever they want.
As long as they make sure the Chen and Warlock can't create too much pressure on the anti-mage, I think the lane is basically won for DK.
And then it really comes down to Ice 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 getting an incredibly fast set of items. What do you go for this game? Looking at Zenith, they have that 5-man lineup, but do they have to go for split push? Can they actually 5-man into Illuminate as well as Shockwave?
I think he has to go for the best early game aggression item build, which is the Armlet and the Maelstrom.
So you want Ice 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 to join the fights early, basically, and be aggressive on the towers.
I don't think it's good going the Radiance build this game, or even start out with the Midas.
Well, it doesn't look like he's going for a Midas.
Yeah, Midas could be risky, because they need to pile on early pressure for the anti-mage. If they go and fight, and try and fight later on, it's going to be very difficult.
It won't be the fastest Battle Fury in Burning's career, but it's going to be relatively fast at that. He's our lead farmer by 1,000 gold. And that coming through the first blood, the additional kill, and the assist to his name. They will need to put that pressure on soon. Yamate eats an impale. They're going to go in right now. Yamate getting some good spins there. They do have a Mana Void, though. He's low. Bernie won't even commit to this. Just trying to force a rotation. Trying to force a TP. Needs to remove that Battle Hunger. Will do so. When it's all said and done, they don't get a kill, but Zenith driven out of the jungle yet again.
The 2 supports are getting very little from this.
They are level 4, but we're now 9 minutes in. It actually feels earlier to me, just because there hasn't been that much action, but it's 9 minutes in. At this point, if your Chen's just jungling, he could easily be level 7 if he's just playing Extinct style and constantly stacking and farming with the Wildkin. He's not even close to that.
If you're lucky enough to get a Wildkin. If you stack it up and you don't get a Wildkin, you can't farm it.
Extinct never seems to have problems with that. This guy's Wildkin luck is better than the Bash luck of some Faceless Void players.
It's second to none to the Admiral Bulldog and Tangle on the Lone Druid.
We'll have another pause, another disconnect. I'm sure this is frustrating for both teams. especially for Zenith, who are currently at a deficit here. If you're just tuning in, guys, welcome to the G1 League Season 5. It's a best of 3, and it's our final match of the Asian qualifier. 3 teams have already qualified. IG, LGD China, as well as Orange. 3 teams that were at the last LAN finals. This season will be different. This season, we'll have 2 North American European representatives as well at those LAN finals. Those to be determined later on. But before we get there, we have to figure out our 4th and final Asia representative. And who is it going to be? Is it going to be DK, the team that was 2nd last season, that only lost to LGD China in the end at the LAN finals, who looked really good until that, I think that final game is where they fell apart. If you watch the LAN finals, you'll know what I'm talking about. Burning just got caught without a TP. But DK, our 2nd place team, will it be them or will it be Zenith, who have not made a trip yet to the G1 League with their roster? Zenith, of course, Ice 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 was there playing for Orange, playing as their 5th player, or their stand-in, so to speak, as he wasn't an official member at the time. Will he return, or will his dreams be denied here? We're waiting to find out. We have another pause as QQQ is disconnected. But the game not looking too promising for Zenith. They went for an early to mid-game timing push lineup. They gave up a first blood to Burning's anti-mage. They're now down 0-3. And although they're winning their solo lanes, it feels like DK are the ones who are in the comfortable position here.
Yeah, because the lanes that they lost, the 2 solo lanes that they lost, they can compensate themselves depending on the situation, on how they are able to create space for the anti-mage to farm, or how they are going to initiate on Zenith's team later on and to create the game-winning RP or game-winning hookshot. They're just going to be destined to lose their lanes. There's nothing they can do about that.
I'm just looking at DK's lineup, and it's so, how do you fight, like you were saying, they have to be aggressive with their item choices. They can't go Radiance. You can't try to split push against an anti-mage as a lone druid unless you're really far ahead. And they're behind. They're behind 1,000 gold, and they have to know it because of Burning's score and the fact that they haven't stopped him from farming. So they know they're behind to this anti-mage. They can't go split push. They can't go Radiance build on the lone druid. But if you go 5-man, you're 5-manning into RP, into Cogs, into Shockwave, into Illuminate, into Nyx Carapace, into Impale, pretty much into one of the best 4 Protect 1 lineups there is in the entire game. And what's worse is, Burning can split push and then be recalled. He doesn't even have to blow a teleport scroll to join the fights. So Zenith really caught between a rock and a hard place here, Winter. They have to force the fights early. They have to push and group. But in doing so, they play into DK's lineup, into the strengths of their 4 support utility heroes.
The tower deny was so crucial. It could have speed up the push even faster because they need those items and from the tower goal, and Ice could have been much more richer with that tower last hit. I can't really say how important that tower deny was.
It was so crucial, and especially not just for him, but for supports like Ice right now, who only has boots, can't even afford wards, is that 5-position warlock. And it's a 5-position warlock. It's a hero who we often see played as a solo in the Western Dota scene because he needs levels, he needs farm, and when his ultimate is down, if he doesn't have them, he's basically a walking range creep like you were saying earlier. Unfortunately, he's not getting the gold from the tower, at least not much of it, as it was denied. And Zenith in a bit of a pickle at the current moment.
Yeah, when you pick a lone druid laning against a clockwork, you don't expect the clockwork to deny the tower against a lone druid at all. It was not part of the plan.
Finally, DK are ready to resume this game 2, leading the series 1-0 in the best of 3, the G1 League Season 5, the Asian Division, about to reach what we hope will be a thrilling conclusion, but already we've gotten some great games. Top rune, Polisol, he'll eat some battery assault. The hook shot, not going to be attempted. No way Magnus can join that. So gets the regen rune, denies Super, but Super will just go back to bottle crawling, and in spite of the fact that Super is definitely losing his lane heavily, he's a Magnus. At the end of the day, he's Arcane Boots bottle, and he's 400 gold towards his Blink. That's okay for him. I don't really feel like Super's in a horrible position. Even though he's getting dominated.
Right. It depends on how he controls the fight later on for his team and how he gets his team that crucial RP on Zenith. Losing his lane is not much of a big deal.
They will, with the tier 1 going down bottom, they feel like, why have our RTK in the lane? Let's get Zenith firmly out of our jungle. We can start stacking for Burning. We can make sure he has uncontested farm now. Because once that Battle Fury comes out, if there are stack camps available, it'll be easier and easier. And
I thought they knew RTK is here. They're still going in.
They had an Observer Ward. They want to fight this. They have their Queen of Pain. There's your Blink in, but eats an Impale. Now the Battery Assault. Pull Assault is low, but on the back lines, Keeper of the Light will fall first. The hook from RTK Bernie joining the fight. A little bit late to do so. Here comes Mag. Here comes Super. Skewers in. Finds two with the RP. No, only gets one. Hesitates for a fraction of a second there. And in the end, it's enough. And now they're on the back foot. They've lost one. They're on the run. But it's Bernie with the Monovoid who could find multiple kills. Pull Assault. That Monovoid's going to do at least 200 damage or so. But oh no, he's slowed down right now. He's eating the battle hunger. Burning's still on the chase. But will he actually commit to this? They don't have a skewer. They don't have a hook. I think in the end, Zenith, they'll be okay with that. The RP was blown. DK don't really get a whole lot. Should have been two supports dead. The tier, and while that was happening, Ice wasn't there. He pushed mid, he got the tier 1, so Zenith should be very happy with that fight.
Yeah, but yet another tower denied by the anti-mage.
And now Burning's gonna rotate top. And with the tier 1 dead, this will be like 6 or 7 waves probably for Burning to farm, depending on how hard he pushes. He's got the salve, apparently just wants to blow it, keeping the creeps out of tower range to ensure he doesn't miss any last hits. Now he'll go back in. And at this rate, Claymore pretty much ready, just needs the broadsword. The other nice thing is they did slow down his Battle Fury a minute or two with that fight. So something else good for Zenith.
The Lone Druid just bought his armlet, so that's very crucial for them to keep pushing.
And he's surfing.
The hasted Lone Druid animation.
I'm not convinced about this Lone Druid. I don't think he actually has the balance or coordination to pull this kind of a maneuver off. Look at this lumbering beast. How is he running on his hind legs? That's Valve. Your physics don't work. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not convinced. But Ice, look at the micro. Well, was going to be doing a bit of a pull until X-Freedom shows up and steals his creep, so no additional pull there for him. But I guess the good news for Zenith, at the end of the day, yes, 2 towers are denied, but they got 2 towers down, or 3 towers down, and 2 of them denied. But at the end of the day, that means more map control for them, and it's some gold for the supports. Pull Assault. Oh, he's got to be careful. There's a shockwave. The Impale will hit. Now the skewer to follow. The RP was used, and I think worth it. Get that kill. Make sure there's no escape. Pull Assault will go down.
He was so deep into enemy territory. I really think he shouldn't have been there.
And they don't have vision for him either. There's just no idea where these heroes are. And where else are they going to be?
Level 6. Yeah, the Nyx is level 6 because of that.
Now Die
That's
commit.
such
Let's
a big
get
mistake,
aggressive.
I think.
He's got Vendetta.
Very big mistake.
And now Ice has to be very cautious about pushing top with the Nyx having level 6. And it's what we talked about, Winter. If they 5-man, they walk into Illuminate as well as the nukes from the Magnus. But if they split push, then that's where Die can have his impact. Sentries all over their jungle, but none mid, and X-Freedom is dead. He'll eat an Impale, he'll eat a Rocket. Die will pick up a crucial kill there. And Zenith, they just can't afford to give up these kills. Giving up even a handful is going to be too much.
Every kill they lose, every life they lost now, it means that their push is delayed by another 1 or 2 minutes. And against the anti-mage, the clock is your biggest enemy.
And it's one
if you delay your push even more, the anti-mage is getting 1 more item up.
And it's one of those clocks that just starts to accelerate. Like, all of a sudden you're like, why is that thing spinning twice as fast? Is my brain not working? Or is the clock not working in sync? And in fact, it's just that farm's going to accelerate for Burning. As time goes on, it'll be faster and faster.
And you're playing against the clock against Burning. That's not something you want to do.
It's
that
like,
guy just never fails to carry his team.
And now he's going in on Ice, who, well, not actually going to auto-attack once there. Just a tactical blink from Burning. But here comes the support. And the beautiful thing is for DK, they can leave 3 or 4 heroes to protect Burning. 3 heroes, and just have the one that's counter-pushing against Ice. And even if he gets the tower, it will slow it down a bit. And already you can see the pings coming out. They don't want Ice to get a free tier 2.
Oh, Nyx is here.
Yamate on the bottom lane going in for Burning simultaneously. Oh,
he's dead.
Yeah, in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, there's your skewer. They have the RP online again. No way out. Not with RP, as well as Cogs, as well as Battery Assault. Even this bear can't live through it all. But he's doing a lot of damage. He might get a kill at RTK in exchange if he gets another route. He will. He gets the 1 kill. But I think Zenith is DK is fine with that in the end. Birdie knows his Battle Fury. They defend their tier 2. The bear on the sidelines for 30 seconds.
I think that was like such a bad luck for them, because if Super's skewer wasn't on cooldown, RTK didn't have to die there.
It's one of those games where DK can afford to trade and Zenith really can't. At the end of the day, it was bad luck for them, but I feel like they can afford to have a little bad luck.
They're going to put a lot of pressure on the tier 2 at bottom as well, and having a lot of map control wards on the enemy jungle. If they could take down this tier 2 tower at bottom, Roshan will be open for them.
They will actually spot out die here with the sentry wards. Yeah, the sentry ward over here. Was trying to find it on the map. And they'll back off. So one thing we talked about is sort of a pocket option for Zenith Winter is going for an early Roche. With an armlet on the bear, I think they could even do it now, but...
Yeah, they can do it if they want to.
Do you want to do it now? Do you want to give Burning all that time to push out the lanes?
If you do now, Burning can push out all the lanes. You have to pick your timing wisely.
They'll go for it now.
Yeah.
I think Zenith really has a keen sense of that clock. Sure, we've seen some deaths that maybe shouldn't have happened, but they know with their items, with their aggression in the lanes, constantly applying pressure, they can't allow this game to continue the way it's going. They have to force something. They have to do something to disrupt the tempo of DK, because the tempo of DK is the tempo of victory with their lineup.
Oh no, they're gonna contest this. Is it gonna hook in?
Oh, hook comes in.
No.
The Aegis already picked up by Ice Ice Ice. Maybe Zenith want to get out now. No Blink Dagger on Super just yet. He's very close, yet doesn't have it yet. A Skewer in will catch one. There's your Warlock ultimate. Often the ultimate turnaround ability. Will it be the turnaround in this fight? Burning jumps in. He looks for more. The RP will fly out, but with the Golem here, with the Fatal Bonds here, it's Zenith who are driving DK back. I'm really surprised they took that fight and that they took it to the extent that they did. They give up 3. They don't even pop the Aegis of the Lone Druid. And you gotta say...
The Queen of Pain bought out.
Okay.
So it's actually 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Yeah.
Zenith, I think that actually does favor them because they still have the Aegis. Yes, they use the Warlock ultimate, but now they can look at a tier 2.
I think it favors DK because
Really?
with all the ultimates down, it's more difficult to push, and even though they didn't stop Zenith from getting the Aegis, but 3 for 3 and the Queen of Pain bought out, which means it will slow down his Orchid and the push timing for Zenith will be slowed down as well.
Well, that's a great point. Without the Orchid, they really can't kill Burning. Burning got hit by a lot of spells there, but there's just no lockdown for him. You can't rely on Berserker's Call. You have to be right next to Burning, and even if you catch him with it, you need a root really to kill him. At the end of the day,
you need to have some first hit roots, man.
And how thoughtful of Ice 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 to stack up this camp for Burning so that he can claim the delicious creeps, the bounty within. And although Zenith win a Roshan fight, the other thing is, hey, they don't actually get a tower off of that. They don't really get too much map control. I will say their map control looks decent, but even so, DK keeping some important wards up around the map. Sure, they've lost those outer towers, but we see 3 great observer wards, and just toggling the Fog of War right now, they still see quite a bit.
Yeah, they have a really good map region right now, but the sad thing is the clock is still ticking, and Anti-Mage has still yet to die, which means he's going to get his next item pretty soon.
Zenith may look to push here, but they don't have a Golem, and in they'll go with the Impale to start. Now chasing onto Ice Ice Ice. I think they take that kill, and they just back off.
Root.
Where's that root? The Carapace is here. No root yet, and now going to be blindly lighted out of position, so it won't actually be able to hit anything. And now, Zai's low. Might die to Battle Hunger. A hook in from RTK, throwing his life away just to try and save his teammates. Battle Hunger ticking die low. Burning going to frantically start to push out the lanes, but even without the Warlock ultimate, Zenith taking the fight there, not losing the Aegis yet. They have this Blink Dagger on Yamate, which has now been seen, and going to look to push, going to look to break the tower, but going into Illuminate, going into Shockwave, so it will only be the bear that can tank this for long. And Burning's going to trade. He'll take a tier 1 mid if he can.
They're going to get this tier 2, but I think they will defend the tier 1 at middle as well. Anti-Mage won't be able to take this.
He does force out a Glyph. Now Burning can look to farm the bottom lane. Zenith winning a decent number of fights, now up by 5,000 gold, 4,000 experience. It's one of those games, Winter, where it's like just enough that you can't say Zenith are out of it by any means, but it's by no means enough. It's by no means a certain thing that they're going to win with this kind of a lead. It's really up in the air at this point.
Yeah, they got most of it was from because of the 2 solo lanes that they were supposed to win badly because of the matchup and the tower advantage as well. Even though DK managed to deny 2 of the towers, but it's still very important for Zenith to get those towers down.
You have to say, imagine if Zenith had been a little more careful going into the jungle. This game would have been much harder for DK. Really would have been difficult for them.
I really felt that it was so risky for them to walk up the ramp at the start. If they would have just used the safer route from the tower, it would take them a longer time to reach the jungle. That's an important thing, but it's far more safer than running up the ramp there.
Or you could even just start in your own jungle, get a creep, and then go in. And when you have the creep, DK aren't going to fight you.
Yeah, they were just being very greedy there. They wanted to get into the jungle as soon as possible to exert a lot of pressure towards DK, but the situation, however, wasn't good for them to go. DK was waiting all in the high ground, charging their Illuminate and burning skilled mana break at level 1.
Burning, not even going to bother stacking. With Empower, he can actually kill an Ancient stack in about, I mean, what was that? Like 6 whacks, I think. Or like 6 seconds anyway. And now he'll get a tier 1 mid. He's going for the trades.
I think Zenith wants to defend this tower.
They do. And he'll force the TPs, but every time he does this, he will just go right back to a lane and farm. Whereas for
I think
Zenith,
he'll move to bottom to take the bottom tier 1 tower.
can't TP everywhere.
Yeah, where is the defense? Are they going to? I think they will want to defend this. They cannot let the anti-mage take any towers.
Another tower. That's 3 towers denied this game. Going the way of DK. 3 tower denies Zenith. That's, what is that? 1,500 gold that they're missing out on now, approximately.
That's so important to get all those tower denies.
This is a pushing lineup. They need a mech, they need a maybe even a pipe. They're not going to farm them at this rate.
Oh, he doesn't even have a mech yet.
X Freedom almost has that mech, but he's spent so much time pressuring the enemy jungle, in the lane, not farming. 22 minutes in, you could even see the next item for a really fat Chen. You know, something
I think
big.
it was because of all the denies. If not, he would have his mech now.
And I think finally Burning's going to get his tier 1. He's been looking for a tier 1 all game. Zenith, they're just going to have to sack this one, but they will get a tier 2 in exchange, using that Aegis to its fullest potential. Maelstrom is now up on Ice Ice Ice. For Zenith, it's all going to come down not to this push, but to the next one after it. When they get Aegis number 2, right around the time when Bernie picks up his Manta style, can they finish it then? Actually, he's already got it. So he'll... Wow.
Does he already have it? Oh yeah. He's very rich.
I have to say, I mean, whenever you watch Burning, it's just his movement, above all else with his anti-mage, it's not really his hero control, it's just his movement around the map is so effective.
Decision making.
Yeah.
Decision making.
And he will, he'll be silenced here, but has his Manta style now, no big deal. And so the Orchid won't be helpful versus him. It's gonna have to be the Nyx or the Magnus that you look to silence.
Yeah, it will still be useful against the Nyx or the Magnus. The Magnus is nowhere near his backing bar, so...
Hello, Yamate! Gets caught out mid. Bernie wants to fight now, but here comes the turnaround. Here comes the turnaround. He's sending it back like you said. Bernie will blink away. He might die to Fatal Bonds here. He's low. He'll TP home. And the chase, gotta go the other way. I'm really surprised DK took the fight. Bernie didn't have his Manta style, and you generally don't want to jump onto a Warlock's team unless you can burst the Warlock down. Zenith gaining steam here, gaining momentum, looking at the final tier 2, and right around the time, the Aegis has just worn out, but now looking at Roshan number 2, probably going to go to them. That was a big blunder from DK.
Yeah, they were confident that they could kill the Axe, but the Axe has a cloak and a vanguard. That's not an easy kill.
That's like the worst hero on Zenith's team to focus, I feel. You really want to kill off the Warlock, maybe the Chen. Maybe
you have
the
to kill the
Pain.
Chen first. The Chen has the mech and the all heal, and his sandbag. He's the primary target.
But they'll actually, what are they going to do here? Rotating towards bottom with 2. They will spot out Burning. Burning still has Manta style. At the end of the day, shouldn't die to those 2 alone. I think he really wants to get over to top lane right now, but it's really pushed in, so he'll stay bottom. He's not farming that much right now, with that tier 2 going down mid.
Yeah, his farming has been slowed a lot because of...
this could be big. They're gonna get Pulisol. Great movement from MMY now, finding that kill. And it's not that kill, it's the fact that now Burning can farm and push this lane. With no Queen of Pain, Zenith can't gank him.
Yeah, the Queen of Pain knew he had to split push the lane to make sure the creeps are all out so that they could proceed on to Roshan later, but it was so dangerous with the Nyx Assassin on the field. You always need to think twice before you go to an open lane without seeing the Nyx Assassin on the map.
Burning is now going to have access to his jungle as well as a fresh lane if he wants to. He'll blink out of the camp and he'll walk right back in. He'll continue farming. And it's one of those games where Zenith, they keep on taking fights. They keep on doing well in those engagements. But they have to. If they lose, dare I say it, if they lose one fight significantly, the game's just over. I don't think they can even lose one and still come back.
Yeah, it's very difficult. If they lose one, the AM will be full slotted the next fight.
He'll have his heart for sure, or his butterfly, even the BKB if he wants it. Although I think this isn't really a great BKB game, considering there's Root, there's Warlock Ultimate, and there's Berserker's Call as well.
I think heart, like what you said, is the very, very optimal choice here.
Yeah, just raw HP when you're up against something like Fatal Bond, just stacking HP as much as possible. Now Bernie, he's managed to get some momentum back to the lanes. He'll TP in to top lane. He'll start pushing that out. So if you're on Zenith right now, you go for Rosh number 2, right? You get that Rosh. I guess maybe you farm your Assault Cuirass on the lone Druid, but you don't wait any longer than that. Do you? That's when you go.
No, you have to go as soon as possible.
They're not going to farm a pipe this game. I guess they're just going to have to do it without a pipe.
I think they might wait for the axe to get it. He's not that far. He has his hood already.
Well, he's got his cloak.
Yeah, he has enough cash to complete the hood if he wants to.
Right. Still needs to farm. So yeah, it's 1500 gold. So get the next Rosh, get the pipe, get the Assault Cuirass on the lone Druid, which is
the
coming
timing
soon.
should be just right for all the items to come together at the same time.
By the time that happens, Burning, he'll have his heart. Already Reaver up, already 900 gold on top of it. So the one thing is he may not have buyback. That may be their saving grace. If they can kill him once, then they won't have to deal with 2 burnings.
Killing him once would be very difficult already, not to mention twice.
You want to ignore him in the fights, ideally, I think, is you don't want to focus Burning, but it's hard to ignore an empowered anti-mage with Manta-style heart. Very hard to do.
It will come to a point where he's not... If you ignore him, he'll just kill all your support so fast and proceed to kill your whole team.
DK, they did it with a 3-core lineup last game. They did it with 3 semi-carries who all scale. The Weaver being one of the one that Burning played. In this game, they're trying to do it with 4 Protect 1. And so far, even though Zenith are leading, it still feels like DK not out of it by any means, and in fact, might even be the ones in control of this game. Zenith, sure they have the map control, but it's all about that clock. Like you keep on saying, the clock is ticking, the clock is ticking. Sooner or later, the anti-mage bomb will explode. And they'll go for Rosh now, but Bernie is looking at a trade of his own. He'll push the top tier 2.
Oh no.
They'll TP back.
They might gang the axe.
Yeah, Dai is here.
Nearby.
He's got the Impale. He needs to get it off before Berserker's call. He won't. Now the Hand of God and a double TP. Rosh goes down right at this moment. They can kill him. They can get out. Dai might fall. That might be the one who drops, but Bernie will be fine. He'll TP out. There's a silence. There's no stun. He'll TP to safety.
Oh my god, no root.
Oh, didn't get a root on the Nyx. At least we're hoping for a kill there. And they're going to get a tier 1 mid. Sure, they give up Rosh. Will this tower even be denied? It will. X-Freedom comes in with the big deny. RTK now on the run. He's got a hook. Should be able to make it out to safety. And the tier 1 bottom might fall as well. So DK, they give up Rosh, but they're looking at 3 towers at this rate. One of them was denied. Super needs to be careful. The rotation will come in. A hasted Queen of Pain. It just wears off now. The tower will fall. There's your silence on Super. But RTK's here. Well, sorry, not 3 towers, 2 towers. They didn't end up getting the tier 2, but they got the kill. So two towers as well as a kill go in the way of DK.
Yeah, mid lane, the Nyx might get a gang again. There's still no gem on the Zenith side.
Actually, there is. Polisson has one.
Oh, Polisson,
but he's going to lose it. No gem now.
He just lost his gem. That was so bad.
That's an item. Now they have to buy a lot of Sentry Wards. And X-Freedom's low mid lane.
Oh my god, that's such a big blow to them. How are they going to push like this?
And Bernie now is his heart. And not even that far off of the Talisman of Evasion, if he wants to buy it.
I don't even think he needs to save to buy back, because there's really no way, not much any ways that can kill him.
Maybe if they entangle him like 4 times in a row in a fight. But that's about it. Right? I mean, it really is.
There's still Blinding Light to Blinding Light the Spirit Bear, so that he doesn't get that much of entangles on Burning. Man, I don't think they have enough time to focus him down that much. There's still so many spells that can kill the rest of the team. Burning may be the only carry, but his team has a lot of AoE spells to kill the Warlock and the Chen very easily. If the Warlock and the Chen is down, there's no way that Zenith can fight the combat anymore.
Zenith need 5 to fight. DK can probably take a fight with 2 or 3 if it's a big RP, if it's a big Cogs hook. Burning alone plus any 2 or 3 of their heroes should be more than sufficient. And he's just having a ball at these neutrals. Now going to clean up some more Ancients. Now up in just a matter of a minute or two, another 1,000 gold. He'll blink directly towards top. And I'm feeling worse and worse for the Zenith fans out there. They've got to make something happen. They've got to make it happen now. They'll even go for a Mystic Staff on their axe, so they're taking it later. They want to Scythe the Vice or maybe a Shiva's Guard, but probably Scythe the Vice.
I think it's a Shiva.
You think?
I think it's a Shiva, yeah. Because he wants to have the armor against the anti-mage. But at the same time, Shiva's got...
There's mana.
Yeah, it makes your mana pool higher.
And then a Monovoid will bring you down very quickly.
I think, yeah, it's a very good chance he'll be a Hex as well.
Burning's going to take a tier 2 top. He may even just try to force them back. Yamate blinks in, whiffs his call, unfortunately just out of range. Now Bernie will break the base. Zenith will have to back. They'll try and fight now. There's your skewer. Catches out Axe, catches out the bear. Burning is currently going for racks, and Zenith aren't even hitting the racks, and they're dying right now. Burning will jump in. He'll jump into the middle of the fight. He wants that Queen of Pain. He'll focus down the Lone Druid. Not going for the hero just yet. He doesn't want to blow Monovoid early. He's holding on to it. He's biding his time. He'll blink forward. He'll kill the Lone Druid once. The Lone Druid will fall twice.
Lone Druid is dead. And
yeah, that's 2 deaths for your Lone Druid. That is all the momentum for Zenith completely evaporating. Now Burning. They're getting anti-maged.
This is the last thing they wanted to happen. I don't think they can push anymore.
They can't push, and DK will win this later. There's just no way.
It was all the small little things that they didn't do well. The Queen of Pain getting caught out here and there, once and twice, and the towers getting denied, giving away all those small little things amounting to something really huge that proved in the fight that the anti-mage was able to take them down. And not to mention the skewer that forced them to fight in a very favorable position that gave DK the advantage.
Yeah, even though it was the Axe, who generally is a hero that wants to be in the middle of the fight, he got pulled so far away from his team, then Zenith tried to come and help him, and that's where DK completely punished it.
Oh my god, he has his butterfly soon.
32 minutes in, and it's not even the fastest we've ever seen Burning farm. It's still 10 CS a minute.
He went against a tri-lane LD. He's not the solo type of farm where he gets no one in the lane to disrupt him and he just farms.
That's what's scary. That's what's scary. Yeah. It's not even the fastest he can do, and it's still incredibly fast. It's still, you know, it's like Michael, it's like Usain Bolt, you know, who like has a bad day, and then you look at his 50-meter dash time, and you're like, Jesus, man, relax. Burning, he'll get his butterfly at the side shop. He could even sell his Quality Blade. He will. He'll pick up the teleport scroll.
He doesn't even need buyback at this point. There's literally no way. No, without Hex, they can't kill the anti-mage. And
even if they want to Hex Yamate, by the time he farms it, Burning will have buyback Boots of Travel in his next item. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for Zenith.
You farm 2k gold, the anti-mage farm 6k gold.
For anyone just tuning in, as I see Europe continues to wake up, America starts to wake up, and the viewer count has increased. Thank you all very much for tuning in. It's been a real privilege casting the Asian Qualifier G1 League games for you guys. I'm LD, and I'm joined here by Winter. And DK are winning this best of 3, 1-0 right now. They're on the brink, on the cusp of taking Game 2. And if they do that, it will be a 2-0 sweep, and they'll go back to the LAN finals. Your second-place team in the last G1 League Season 4, looking like they'll be at those LAN finals once again. And for Team Zenith, Ice, he made the trip as a member of Orange last time around, as a stand-in for them. It doesn't look like he'll be returning, but Zenith, this is basically their last shot, so they'll fight until there's absolutely no semblance of hope left, because if they lose, they're done. But it feels for Zenith like the absence of XY continues to plague them.
Yeah, it seems like they are missing someone who is dictating the play of the team and telling who to be where and what to do. Not only he's the mid player, he's the game dictator. That's why you feel that. Oh, top lane.
Oh no. Ice will get caught. He's dead. And it might be a matter of time, but he's dead. They'll even blow an RP. I don't know if that was necessary, but why not? What are Zenith going to do about it?
They already sense that the game is pretty much getting to the end.
Burning, he's at that point now. Maybe you get the Abyssal Blade. Maybe you get the Boots of Travel. You could even save for buyback, but I don't, like you said, I don't really think he needs buyback this game.
Because there's no way they can kill him.
There really isn't. Even with the Lone Druid, I don't think there was any way. Without him, no chance whatsoever. DK marching up to the high ground, looking like they will be reprising their role at the G1 LAN finals this season as well. They're taking the range racks, or the tier 3. They're looking at the melee racks now, Burning, slicing and dicing. And with no RP, with no hook, DK confidently strutting onto the high ground, marching into the base. No trade in sight for Zenith. Yamate farming neutrals for Zenith. They came so close, yet in the end, it feels so far from victory, as DK taking 2 lanes of Rex, looking at possibly even 3 lanes of Rex. Well, there's a tier 2 bottom, so maybe not 3, but they'll take this. They now have 5k gold basically on Burning after these 2 lanes of Rex, and he can buy whatever the hell he wants. This looks to be the end for Zenith. This will be Team DK, all but guaranteed at this point, to advance back to the LAN finals.
Yeah, they can still fight on, but the game is already over.
I was asked to do.
Even if DK screws up, how big of a screw up would they have to do to lose from this?
I was invited to. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I was invited to participate in the power rankings for Team Liquid for Dota 2, and for the Asian scene, what I wrote about DK was, don't be fooled by their recent struggles. They are the sleeping giant of China. And I think we're starting to see that now. XY not playing for Zenith, yes, but this DK team looking dominant in both of their games, both of their series versus LGDN and now versus Zenith, and showing a different, more of a diverse set of styles. We saw the 3 cores, now we see the 4 Protect 1. DK, it seems like they're starting to find their footing in this version. And a DK that knows what it's doing is a very, very scary DK.
Yeah, because of the man behind the anti-mage. They're gonna try and fight there at the river. But I don't think this will come to any good.
Super's just chilling. Burning jumps in. He finds a Warlock. They'll have to drop a Warlock ult, or Ice will just die. Actually, the Monovoid doesn't do a whole lot. He drops the Rock, but that'll just be some free gold for Burning. Looking for additional kills. Now he'll jump. Oh, no skewer here. Our Lone Druid will escape. They only lose their Warlock, but the ult's down, which means DK could just go for the GG. And they won't even need to. Zenith, they're going to tap out. Team DK heading back to the LAN finals for the G1 League. And boy, have they really hit their stride at the crucial moment. They barely made it through the groups, Winter. This team was 3rd place. They barely even made it into the playoffs. But in the playoffs, they have looked nothing short of dominant, just crushing their way through both of their opponents, LGD International and now Team Zenith, who, after being 1 match away from the LAN finals, just needed to beat LGD China. They lost that series 1-2. But they just had no shot here against DK, getting easily creamed in a 2-0 stomping. DK just really flexing their muscles today, and impressive stuff as we see a bit of a courier party at the fountain. So, DK, I mean, you had said they didn't look that strong based on their recent performances. Do you have a different opinion now? Or do you feel like this just wasn't Zenith's best showing?
They played very well as well, but I just felt that Zenith without XY is just like losing a team without their commander, a team without the captain.
And not to mention,
play was so much different.
Yeah, it felt like they had a clear tempo, and there just doesn't seem to be one without him in the game.
Yeah, they were making silly mistakes here and they're getting picked off, and you're playing a all-in type of push lineup. You can't afford to do any of those mistakes. Sure, you can give up the tower deny is not the biggest problem you're gonna have, but getting picked out here and there, and losing the gem with the Queen of Pain when the support bought in the gem to deal with the next assassin, that was so crucial. That cost them the game. Yeah,
it felt like after enough pickoffs, it just really was inevitable. Bernie will end the game basically 6-slotted, sitting on an absolute mountain of gold, I am sure. 33k net worth. It will be DK going back to the LAN finals. Team Zenith, unfortunately for them, their run in the G1 League ends here. So close, yet oh so far. Ice 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 and friends are done. The Asian qualifier for the G1 League is done. We now have our Final Four, and it's the same Final Four, albeit with different rosters, but the same Final Four as last season. It's DK, it's LGD China, it's IG, and it's Orange. The top 4 dogs in Asia. DK really staking their claim as one of those top 4 here. They'll be heading in, but we're not done yet with qualifiers, because the good news is the North American European qualifiers are coming up. They will begin this Sunday. They'll be at times that are favorable to Asian viewers in the early afternoon for the European viewers, or even the morning in some cases, and then really bad hours for the North American teams. But if you want more information about that, stay tuned. Be sure to follow us over at Beyond the Summit. I'm LD, he's Winter. Twitter.com/LDDota for myself, and for Winter, my charming co-caster, it's twitter.com/WinterDota. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a privilege bringing these games to you for the Asia qualifier, but we have more amazing action coming up. Winter, thank you in particular for joining me. We really appreciate your insight as well as your support here in the cast.
You're welcome. You know I'm always there if I'm free to help out.
You're always here when I need you, except when you have to practice, but that's okay. Winter, any closing words, any shout-outs?
I think it's the shout-out I want to give is for Gods because of his sister. I found out yesterday that she was... I'm not really sure of the details, but you shared out a link, right, yesterday? Mm-hmm. On the page about his sister. That was she had cancer and she gotten well, and I'm here just to wish her all the best.
Yeah, she's actually doing Relay for Life, I believe is the name of the charity cause. And apparently her cancer's in remission or under good control right now. If you want to support her, we posted a link over and Beyond the Summit. It's obviously a fantastic cause. But even if you just want to wish her well, you can leave a comment for her there. And it would be great to see, the Dota community kind of get behind a positive case like that. And she's been a powerful force in his life. And I know he's been through a lot over the past few months. So shout out to him. Shout out to her sister, or to his sister. And we wish them all the best. And on that note, Winter, I think it's a good time to say goodbye to Zenith. Zenith, they're going home. They'll lose the Series 0-2. They don't make it in the LAN finals, but DK will. DK, really the story of today. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. The rebroadcast will start soon. We're done with the G1 League. We will return this weekend with We Play Dota 2 League, now into Phase 2. The ticket only $4, and basically all the top teams in Europe are there. Highly recommend you look into that. And then the G1 League North American European qualifier set to begin this Sunday. Until then, we'll have a day's rest. So we'll see you then. Thanks all for tuning in.